Senator Murray.
Well, thank you. This is a very straightforward amendment. It strikes Title II, which contains the reconciliation instructions as well as an accompanying reserve fund. And two, it creates a new reserve fund to implement a bipartisan multi-year agreement to provide $171 billion in discretionary funding for defense and $171 billion in discretionary funding for non-defense. That will let us address defense, border, veterans, farmers, food, nutrition, biomedical research, disaster relief, childcare, and a lot of other needs on a bipartisan basis. Mr. Chairman, I agree with you. We face a lot of really serious challenges that require new investments, and I think you will find agreement up and down my side of the dais on that point. Democrats share many of the concerns about investing in our national security, providing more resources to address the challenges at the border, and making sure that we counter China. We also want to make sure that we address critical areas like veterans, ag, wildfires, disaster response, biomedical research, childcare, a lot more. So the approach in my amendment is simple. It's just to say we should all work together on a bipartisan basis, and this should be part of the top line conversations we're having now as we hurtle towards that March 14th deadline. I want to make something very clear right now. Democrats are at the table on FY25 top line, but it is getting pretty lonely for us when we see Republicans assume $1 trillion for this year alone in unilateral DOGE cuts, remain quiet as Russ Vought and the administration continue to unlawfully impound those funds, and now propose to jam through $342 billion in funding for your priorities on a partisan basis, while we are in the room trying to negotiate a good faith bipartisan four-corner top line for fiscal year 25. So I urge my Republican colleagues to let's get serious. Let's keep our eye on the ball regarding the funding lapse that's coming up on March 14th, not to mention the sequester cuts that will go into effect at the end of April. They're big challenges. Democrats stand ready to work with you, but we need to know at some point you want to work with us. And by the way, working with us means actually working with us and not telling us to accept $1 trillion in cuts to our priorities at the same time that you are spending $342 billion on your own. Yeah. So I'm asking for my amendments to be considered.
I will. This amendment explains why we're here better than any amendment we've got. We want to increase defense spending because we believe we have threats from China, Russia, Iran, terrorist levels that are really unprecedented. We want to rebuild our military as quickly as we can. The budget agreement that you alluded to has defense under inflation. And you and Senator Collins, to your great credit, added new money for defense. I appreciate that very much. But all of us believe we need to increase defense spending seriously now, and we don't need $171 billion more for non-defense spending. Why are we doing reconciliation? So we don't have to do that. We can actually help the Defense Department that is underfunded, and we don't have to come up with $171 billion for non-defense spending. That's why we're doing reconciliation, to break that cycle to the extent we can. So I oppose your amendment. All right, and that will be, time has expired. We'll vote at